Hi, crafters, and welcome to Finish It Friday, episode 167. So here's where we left off on Wednesday. So we have our base card. This happens to be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have a piece of DSP that is 4 by 2. We have two pieces of DSP that are 3/4 by 2.5, and we have one piece of DSP that is 1.5 by 1.5. So what I want to show you, I was going to do something in the background, but we're going to do a very light background. So what we're going to do is, let me move this over here. We're just going to take a blend and we're just going to do a little bit of a speckled background. This is Real Red Light. Now this is not Real Red here, but when we do the speckles, it shows up lighter than what the color actually is, in my opinion anyway. All right, so we got a little bit of a speckled background there, just for some interest. Okay, let me grab that phone folder because it's not sitting down very. There we go. All right, so there we are. Let me bring it up so you can see just a very light speckled background. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take these two pieces. Now I turned these around from what they were because I thought that there was just, with what I'm going to do, I just thought there was too much when I went like this. There was just too much of the red going on. So we're going like this and we're turning it this way. I'm going to bring over my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And I'm going to move this off to the side for just a sec. We're going to run this through with some embossing folders. First one I'm going to use is, do I remember what this is called? I don't think I have my little piece to know what it's called. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Beautiful Pattern embossing folder. So that's the first one we're going to do. Now I noticed that when I was running it through, now to me this is a 3D, but it seems like it's thinner than a 3D. So when I was running this through, it seemed like there wasn't a lot of pressure. I didn't feel like I was getting a good design. So what I'm going to do is line that up. I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to put this down and run it through. See, not a lot of pressure, and I don't feel like you really got anything on it. You can see there is, but I want it just a little bit deeper. So I'm going to put this back in. Hopefully I didn't move that. And I'm just going to take some junk mail. This is going to make it just a little bit tighter. Remember, you never force anything through your machine. You don't want to break your machine. And this way, I just feel like I got a little bit of a deeper impression. All right. Then we're going to take this and I'm going to use, I think this is called Glass a Garden. It's on Last Chance right now. So I think it's like down to $8 if I remember right. So I'm just going to circle that there. Now this is a regular folder. So on this I'm going to use, like it says right here, standard embossing folders, you're going to use 1 and then 2 3s. So you're not using your 2. So let's put this down. We'll run this through. Ooh, sorry. Really moving the camera. All right. So now we have that embossed. So let me show you these two, which is fabulous, but I'm going to do something a little extra to it. So let me go ahead and get this back over on my side counter. put these back here so I don't forget them. And I'm going to take my sanding block. This is like a fingernail block, whatever. And I'm just going to go over that. Now remember, our DSP is a white center. Our cardstock is colored all the way through. But the DSP and our two-tone cardstock has a white center. So if you do this, you are going to get some whiteness to it. Oops. See, let me put these side by side so you can see. See the difference there? So I'm going to do that again to the flower. With the flower though, you have to be careful. See how this is ripping? It's such a small piece of cardstock that, oops, you just want to be very careful. Yeah, I got that corner's ripped, but we'll just leave it that way. I'm trying to get that edge right there. All right, I think that looks good enough. All right, so let's go ahead, get some of that dust off of there. Let's go ahead and grab, hopefully I won't rip the DSP. Remember, we've broken down the fibers a lot now by running it through that embossing folder and getting it sanded down. So I'm leaving a little like that 1/16, maybe 1/8 of a border there. We're going to grab these two. I'm using this old retired stamp set. I was getting ready for my craft show. I was finding a bunch of these card bases that I had done that I had done these on my introducing series. So I'm like, oh, where was that die from? So that's why I have this old retired set out called Thoughtful Wishes. And I'm going to be using the sayings. All right, so I think I'm going to do, let's see, thinking of you fondly. I think, isn't there one that says my friend? Dearest friend, here it is. All right, so let's do this. We're going to do the dearest friend on this. We're going to do the thinking fondly on this. And I'm going to do this, since I'm stamping straight on the designer series paper, I'm going to use black. You could use a darker color like Blackberry Bliss if you wanted to. A little high on it. And a little high on that one. Not that big of a deal. All right. So I think I'm getting near the end of this. You can see the red coming up. I haven't used my Stampin' Seal in a while. I've been pretty much on a glue kick. So I'm just kind of lining that up, keeping about that same distance from the top and the bottom. This, I'm definitely not going to run my, ooh, that's even pretty on that side. Look at that. Oops, let me bring it up here. Sorry, my light is giving a little bit of a shadow, isn't it? All right, but I'm going to pop this up just because I don't want to take a chance of ripping that, trying to run the tape runner through. So let's turn this over, put it in each corner. You're probably thinking that's a very small square. You're putting a lot of dimensionals on there, but I want to make sure it's sturdy. Trying to figure out where I want to put that corner. I'll put it down like this. How about like that? Because then I'm going to grab the In Colors. We'll use these. Put one right there in that corner to kind of help hide that little tear. And that's about it. Put these away. Sorry. Okay. So there we are. Get this over here. I'll clean those off later. So there is that card. Let me show you the other ones I did. This one, I used these. I did that layer, that optional thin layer. I put these on the very side. Ooh, that's a little crooked. And then I did that. Now, these are the antique pearls. These, usually you color with the blends. But what I did was I had color left on my blending brush. So I just ran them over for a much lighter look. Can you see? Here, I'll see how those are pink. I just ran my blending brush with the leftover color on it to give them a little bit of color. Now, will it rub off? Possibly, because it's water-based and it's not meant to be permanent on adhesives. But for now, it looks good. All right, so there's that one. And this final one, I don't like the way my white, ooh, oh, I dust or something on there. I don't know if you can really see that bokeh technique, and it's, oh look, I think maybe my dauber is falling apart because it looks like it's getting caught in those circles. But this is that bokeh technique. Like I said, it didn't dry the way I wanted it to, so it's not showing up as nice as I want it to. Let me see if I put dark cardstock behind it, if it'll show up a little bit better. Yeah, not really. Oops. Oh, backside. Yeah, so that's that bokeh technique where you brayer on color. I probably should have maybe done the color a little lighter. In real life, I can see the circles, but in this light, let me see if I can move my, you can kind of see it there. You can kind of see it here. But in real life, I can see it. So it's just taking that color from underneath with that craft white on top and making it like a lighter look. All right, guys. That's all I have for you. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. It'll help me get to my 500. Don't know if I'll make it by the end of the year like I wanted to, but we'll see. If you have friends out there who like to do simpler cards, not a 20-minute card, why don't you share my website with them? That way they can, on my YouTube channel with them. That way they can join in on all the fun. But give me that thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.